It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary.
Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. I am Spencer, an even older wizard than the previous episode, I guess. This is episode 155, F155. Of course, it's F155. And let's get into the words. We got a lot to talk about. So, the first word is the first form of the word fog. F-O-G, fog. This is, I guess some people say fog. Fog or fog? This is a noun from 1544. Number 1A. This is vapor condensed to fine particles of water, suspended in the lower atmosphere that differs from cloud only in being near the ground. So when you see fog, you are literally seeing a cloud at human level. That's what it is. It says the only difference from a cloud is that it's near the ground. Clouds are usually not near the ground. Condensed to fine particles. So it's the water. The water exploded into tiny little particles. And that's what a cloud is up there, but it's down here. And it's such a cool image to walk out of the house in the morning and see everything so foggy. I feel like usually it's the morning that's foggy, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I guess fog could come at any time of day. You're not going to be able to see it as well at night. So now we got 1B, a fine spray or a foam for firefighting, shooting the fog out of the hose to kill the fires. I've not heard of that fog because I am not fighting fires. Number 2, a murky condition of the atmosphere or a substance causing it. So I guess this is just way up there in the atmosphere. They're also talking about a fog up there. A murky condition. When the atmosphere is in a murky condition, you can say that it's got a fog. Or the substance causing the fog is also the fog. I don't know what substance this would be in the atmosphere. I think of, water particles again, but I guess it could be something else. Maybe it's a mist. 3A, a state of confusion or bewilderment, as in, spent the morning in a fog. A lot of people spend their mornings in a fog until they get coffee. I have never really been one of those types of people. I don't drink coffee a lot. It's not every day. And I've never really felt like, I can't process the world. I can't function until I get coffee. I know people like that, but I am not really like that. I can get up and go. And of course, my brain is working perfectly from the moment I wake up. I think it's a habitual thing. I think that if you are used to having coffee every morning, then your body is like, oh, well, we can't really do anything until we get this. This is our habit. This is the neural network that you have created in your brain. But I think that you can stop drinking the coffee, and you'll go back to being normal without it. I don't know. I think it's possible. I don't like the taste of coffee. I just drink it because it's an excuse to add sugar. Spent the morning in a fog. My brain's like a fog. People get brain fog, like long COVID and other things. A symptom is brain fog. 3B, something that confuses or obscures, as in, hid behind a fog of rhetoric. Yeah, some people are so smart with the rhetoric and other wordy things that they can just say a whole bunch of words and it really fogs the situation, and it would fog me, and I would be like, well, I don't know what you're saying because there's a fog of words in front of my face and I can't see through it. It's too hard to process. Number 4, cloudiness or partial opacity in a developed photographic image caused by chemical action or stray radiation. You could also say stradiation. So, yeah, there's a fog on the image because of stray radiation or a chemical action. This is when you're probably doing the physical developing of pictures with the developer materials, the chemicals, and the with the exposure machine and all those things. And there's a fog. Oh, why is there a fog? Damn it! I didn't want there to be a fog, but it looks kind of cool. I think I'll keep it. I will name him Fred. So fogless is an adjective. Normally, my street is fogless. Sometimes it is foggy, which I think we'll see soon. Let's see. This word fog is probably a back formation of the word foggy, which I guess we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Foggy will have its own entry, so we'll talk about more that time when we get there. I love how I really mess up my words a lot. So, my sound effect will be... That's the sound of the fog in the air. The second form of fog is a verb from 1599. Number 1, to cover, envelop, or suffuse with or as if with fog. As in, fog the barns with pesticide. So I guess the barns have a lot of pests, a lot of bugs and insects in them, and you want to get rid of the pests. And the only way to do that, you're not going to go in, pick the pests one by one. No, that's too much work. What you got to do is you got to put a bug bomb in there, or take the hose and spray this foggy substance into the air. And it's not very healthy, so you want to stay away from the barn when it gets fogged with pesticide. Number 2, to make obscure or confusing, as in accusations which fogged the real issues. This is something that people like to do. Specifically, accusations which fog the real issues. They're like, we're just going to throw a whole bunch of stuff out there, and we're going to distract you. We're going to fog you away from what the real issues are. No, no, no. Don't worry about those. You should be focusing on these things, because we don't want to talk about those real issues. We want to talk about the fake issues. I can think of people in the government who are doing this. Number 3, to make confused. Oh, you have fogged me because you have made me confused. I am very easily fogged. I don't know if I said those were transitive, and now we have intransitive. Oh, wait, did I? I think I missed one. Number 4, to produce fog on during development, and the thing that this is going to be on is the photographic film. So you can fog the film when you are developing your pictures. You could probably do it on purposely. If you want to do it on purpose, you could probably fog your film. But sometimes, maybe it's an accident. Ah, damn it, I fogged it. Now we have intransitive. Number 1, to become covered or thick with fog. And maybe we're talking about the barn. Maybe the barn is getting fogged because it became thick with fog. Thick with insect fog. That's not what they call it. It's called pesticide or insecticide. Number 2A, to become blurred by a covering of fog or mist. I got really confused by the words there. To become blurred by a covering of fog or a mist. I'm just hanging out. I'm going to let the fog fog me. The fog is going to roll over me, and I guess I'm being fogged that way. 2B, to become indistinct through exposure to light or radiation. And maybe that's the photograph again. The image is being fogged that way because the image has become indistinct because of the light and the radiation. You're like, I can't tell what that image is because it got so fogged from the light or the radiation during the developing process. That's it for that form of fog, and now we're gonna go, what was my sound? It was like a... Next is fogbound. One word, adjective from 1814. Number 1, unable to move because of a fog. As in, a fog-bound ship. When the ship is out there in the water and there's just fog all around, they're like, well, we don't feel very safe in moving. We think that we should sit right here because we literally can't see what's in front of us because there's all this fog around. So we're fog-bound. I think of fog-bound as going towards the fog, like homeward bound is going towards home, but fog-bound is like you're stuck in the fog. You can't move. Was there a foggy situation in the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie? I think I remember it being very foggy at one point. What was I going to say? Unable to move because of a fog. I don't remember. We're going to go to number 2, which is covered by fog, as in a fog-bound coast. So I guess if you're just hanging out in a fog, you are called fog-bound. It's so close to frog-bound, which I'm sure is a thing. But I think there might be a movie. I know there's a movie called The Mist, which I don't believe I have ever seen. But is there a movie called The Fog? There's The Fog of... Yes, there is a movie. Yes, there's The Fog of War from 2003. I think that's a documentary. There's another one just called Fog of War, which is from 2025. The Girl in the Fog, 2017. The Lodger, A Story of the London Fog from 1927. The Green Fog from 2017. And also, yes, there is one called just The Fog from 1980. Jamie Lee Curtis is in the fog. What is this? The tagline on the cover says, "Bolt your doors, lock your windows. There's something in the fog." It's a John Carpenter movie. And that's another one that I don't believe I have seen, which I need to see. I need to see it. They are fog-bound. Stuck in a fog, kind of. The fog, I think it can get inside the house, right? Okay. Sound. Next is fogbow. It's like a bow and arrow, kind of. That's how the bow is spelled, but it's fogbow. Noun from 1831. I think this would be a good pet's name or character name. I don't know. It just seems like it should be a name. Fogbow. This is a nebulous arc or circle of white or yellowish light, sometimes seen in a fog. What? Whoa, it's like a rainbow in a fog. So it's a fogbow? How have I never heard of this fogbow? Oh my gosh, I need to see it. Whoa. A fogbow, also known as a white rainbow or ghost rainbow, is a faint white or pale-colored arc of light that forms when sunlight interacts with tiny water droplets in fog or mist. And yeah, there's pictures, and you don't see no colors. There's no colors in a fogbow. There's no colors. Ooh, I want to see this in person. And how have I never heard of this before? A white rainbow. Huh. Well, so that's how a rainbow is created. The sun interacts with the rain, the big, drops of water, and then the light gets broken up into the rainbow, and then if you're, depending on where you are, you'll see this rainbow. But so the mist, the fog, has tiny particles of rain, of water, much tinier particles of water. And so I guess when the light goes through those particles, it doesn't get broken up, maybe because the particles are too small, and so it stays as white light and doesn't get broken up into the Roy G. Biv of light. All right, I'm going to have to look out for a fogbow. Fogbow. Love it. Okay, sound effect. I didn't know that the fog sounded so much like a cat meowing. Next is foggage. Noun from 1775. It is Scottish, and it is a second growth of grass. Okay, that is confusing. A second growth of grass? What does the etymology have to say? There's a lot of it. Scandinavian from Middle English, fogage. From Middle Latin, fogagium. That's fun to say. From Middle English, folge, which means second growth of grass. Okay. Probably of Scandinavian origin, akin to the Norwegian word fog, which means long grass on damp ground. Is this like second breakfast? A second growth of grass is a foggage? What does that mean, second growth of grass? Is it that the grass grows a lot when it gets damp? And so when it's foggy, it's water in the air and it makes the grass grow more? I don't know. Scottish people, let me know. Foggage. It's an interesting word that I have learned, and I don't know what it means still. Now we have fogger. Noun from 1953. This is an apparatus for spreading a fog of pesticide. So the insect people are coming to fog the barn, and they get the blower out and they start shooting the pesticide in the air. They fog the air in the barn, but they need to spread the fog. The fog is just sitting in one little area, and so they got to get the fogger. I don't know. Is it like a blower? Is it like the air pump for the fire? You got to go and shoot air so it spreads the fog. Break out the fogger. We need the fogger. The fog is just sitting in one place. We need it to go all over the place. So get the fogger. You got the fogger? Yeah, I got the fogger. I'm ready to fog the fog. Now we have foggy. Adjective from the 15th century. Number 1A, filled or abounding with fog. Yeah. If your barn is filled with a fog, you've got a foggy barn. Number 1B, covered or made opaque by moisture or grime. Ooh, grime. Maybe your windows are covered in grime and you need to get them cleaned. But before you get them cleaned, those are some foggy windows because I can't see out of them. Covered. Yep, that's it. Number 2, blurred or obscured as if by fog. The example is hasn't or hadn't the foggiest notion. I have no clue. My brain is obscured by a fog in it, so I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know anything because I don't have the foggiest notion. Foggily, that is an adverb. You can do something foggily. I don't know. You can act like a fog. I'm just acting like a fog. So I'm standing foggily. Is this how fogs stand? Sure, why not? What else? Fogginess is a noun. The street has so much fogginess. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that. So this word, now, okay, it doesn't say what language. I'm assuming it's just, okay, I'm just going to read what the etymology says straight. It says earlier, spongy, marshy, thick, probably from fog, second growth of grass, from the Middle English fog, which is Fogge. So that was a very strange etymology. Usually it's formatted in a completely different way. And so I'm guessing foggy means earlier, spongy, marshy, and thick. And then we just got the word fog from that. So people were using foggy before. Now let's look at the years. Yeah, foggy is from the 15th century, so the 1400s. And fog is from 1544, 50 to 100 years later. So foggy came first, and we see second growth of grass again. And again, I am still confused. Foggy. Now we've got foggy bottom. I got a foggy bottom. It's spreading out all over the place. Foggy bottom is two words, and the first letters are capitalized. It is a noun from 1951, and it is the U.S. Department of State. Huh? Why is the U.S. Department of State called Foggy Bottom? Well, the etymology says that Foggy Bottom is a district in Washington, D.C. I did not know that. Because I don't know my districts of the Washington District of Columbia. I guess I would have thought there was just one district in Washington, D.C., because it's the District of Columbia. Wouldn't it just be the Columbia District? So why is this district neighborhood called Foggy Bottom? The picture shows a giant apartment building and other stuff. Yes, it's Ward 2, if you're curious. But I want to know the name. It stretches west of the White House towards the Potomac River, north of the National Mall, east of Georgetown, south of the West End neighborhood, and west of downtown D.C. The neighborhood is best known for hosting the headquarters of the U.S. Department of State. It's there. That's what's going on in Foggy Bottom. For which the name Foggy Bottom is commonly used as a metonym. Let's see, there's more. But why? Why is it called Foggy Bottom? Did it get foggy a lot? The Foggy Bottom area was the site of one of the earliest European settlements in what is now Washington, D.C., when German settler Jacob Funk subdivided 130 acres near the meeting place of the Potomac River and Rock Creek in 1763. It was called Funkstown. And let's see, but where's the foggy part? There's too much to read. I'm sure it's in here somewhere, but I don't know. There's a lot. There's interesting stuff. Okay, well, now you know, and now I know that Foggy Bottom is the U.S. Department of State because it's in the neighborhood of Foggy Bottom. And of course, I have to shout out, I think, in the Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Those guys called themselves the Foggy Bottom Boys. I could have that name wrong, but I feel like I should maybe check. How does that song go that they sing? I am a man of constant sorrow. Da 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 da. The Soggy Bottom Boys. That's what they're called because their bottoms are soggy. I was so close. Okay, now we got to move on to... Oh, I should have done this as my sound effect. I guess I could do it now. Do I even know what this sounds like? It's the word foghorn. Noun from 1848. I say, number one, boy. A foghorn is a horn, as on a ship, sounded in a fog to give a warning. Because I'm a foghorn leghorn. I'm a giant chicken. Foghorn. It's the horn on the ship, and they're making the sound because they're like, we can't see anything. We're letting you know that we're here. We're horning the fog. No, we're making the sound on the horn for the fog. Number two. I say number two is a loud, hoarse voice. Oh, is that where his name comes from? Foghorn Leghorn? Come on. Who came up with this name? Was it Mel Blanc? This name is bonkers crazy, and he's so ridiculous and silly. A loud, hoarse voice, maybe? But which came first? The cartoon character or the definition, a loud, hoarse voice? Why is he called Foghorn Leghorn? Is his voice so loud? Or this loud, hoarse voice, you could hear it through a fog? you know it's there because you can hear it, but you can't see it because of the fog? It's an interesting one. I'm very curious now to know where Foghorn Leghorn's name came from. And Leghorn, that's what is that even a thing? Let's look up Leghorn. Foghorn makes sense. But Leghorn, I'm not so sure about this one, but I've always quite enjoyed how this character talks. Oh, Leghorn is a thing. And it is related to a chicken. Hoo-hoo! The plot thickens. I say. That's what he says. I say. All right, what a silly character. Now we're going to go. We've got fogey. F-O-G-Y or F-O-G-E-Y, noun, from 1780. It is a person with old-fashioned ideas. You're being such an old fogey. I think it says usually used with the word old. I think I'm getting to be a bit of an old fogey. With my old ideas of respecting other human beings and living off the land. Fogyish is an adjective. Fogeyism, that's a noun. Fogeyism? You're living your life, your ideology is fogeyism just because you've got old-fashioned ideas? The origin is unknown. In 1780, somebody made up the word fogey. This was around when this country was getting started. I guess I was just talking to somebody. The Constitution hadn't been created or ratified yet, but the country had been created, and so it was a weird time. And maybe they were there were some old people. There were some people with old-fashioned ideas at the time of creating this country, and they were like, "No, you shouldn't start another country." And we're like, "But why did we come over here if we didn't want to do that?" "No, you're such an old fogey. You got old fogey ideas." Fogey. What? Where did this word come from? Now we have FOIA, all caps, abbreviation for Freedom of Information Act. That seems like a possibly pretty important piece of legislature, I'm guessing. Next is foible. A great word, F-O-I-B-L-E. It's one of those words that's in Bulbous Bouffant, which I did the animation for. So yes, I love this word. Foible. Noun, from circa 1648. Number 1. The part of a sword? How do you say this word? A sword. The part of a sword or foil blade between the middle and point. Between the middle and the point? This is a very specific part of a sword. So there's the part of the sword that's by the handle, and then there's the point, and then there's the middle part. So the part between the middle and the point is the foible? I guess so. Does the part between the middle and the handle have a name as well? What is that called? The crawlable? Okay, number 2 for foible is a minor flaw or shortcoming in character or behavior. The synonym is weakness. I don't have any foibles, no. The example is admired their teacher despite his foibles. Despite the fact that he was foggy all the time, they still liked him. A synonym is the word fault, F-A-U-L-T. And now, of course, we have to look at the etymology. Is it going to talk about swords? Is it going to talk about weaknesses? Is the foible on the sword the weak part of the sword? The fault? Is that where it breaks? So this word is from obsolete French, from the obsolete foible, which means weak, from the old French faible, Oh, which means feeble. Yeah, so foible, feeble. I can see a very clear connection between those words. But it doesn't say anything about swords, but it does talk about weakness. So maybe that's the weak part of the sword. If you are a sword fighter, if you're playing with the foils and the swords and maybe the eppies, maybe you know why that part is the weak part. I don't know. Fascinating foible. Just love saying that word. Next is a terrible word, foie gras. Foie, next word, Gras. Noun from 1818. This is the fatted liver of an animal, and especially of a goose, usually served as a pâté. And this is French, and it literally means fat liver. Foie, I'm guessing, is fat, and gras is liver. And I'm sure that you are aware of this, but I'm going to talk about it briefly anyway. For some reason, people realized that, well, some people like to eat liver, and then they realized that if you fatten it up by force feeding the animal, I don't know, probably some specific fattening food, the liver gets very fatty, and then you can eat it as a pâté, like put it on crackers, and I probably tastes salty, rich. You gotta be rich to have this, I think, because I think it's expensive, and it's one of those delicacies that they say. But they are literally force-feeding the animal. They put a pipe into their mouth and just make them eat. And I think that they literally die from too much food. I'm sure there's a lot of information that I don't know, or maybe I'm getting a little bit wrong, but I got the basics. And yeah, I think that this is a terrible, terrible thing, and I think it should be banned. There's no reason that anybody should be. It's bad enough that we're murdering the animals to eat their meat, but now we have to literally torture them to take one part out to make this one part. What happens to the rest of it? Does the rest of the animal get super fatty? Are you going to eat that too? I don't know. It makes me angry. Foie gras, not the word of the episode. Next is foil, F-O-I-L, first form, and it is our last word. This is a verb from the 14th century, and I think this one is just transitive. Number 1 is obsolete. The synonym is trample. So maybe if there's what do you call it? A bunch of people running, whatever that's called. They're trampling the ground. They are foiling the ground. Number 2A, to prevent from attaining an end, and the synonym is defeat, as in always able to foil her enemies. When I was a kid, when my sister and I were kids, there was something that you would do. We'd like have a bow tie looking thing. What was it? What would we take? I don't know. We'd make a shape out of something, and then there was like a sketch. You would say it was like I'm gonna take. You hold it up as like a mustache, and then you're a bad guy, and then you're holding it up as like a bow tie, and that's the good guy, and then you'd hold it up on your hair, and you're like the damsel in distress. And then at the end, the guy with the mustache would like, curses, foiled again. Because you prevented me from attaining an end. You defeated me. I tried to take away your woman, but you saved her, so I have been foiled. My plan has been foiled. Good story. 2B. To bring to naught. The synonym is thwart. Another fantastic word. As in the example, foiled the plot. You thwarted the plot? Is this like you spoiled it for somebody? You foiled. Foiler alert. You foiled the plot for me when you told me the twist. I don't know know if that's how this is supposed to be used. To bring to naught, to thwart. It's very similar to defeat and thwart, but that's why they're 2A and 2B. A synonym is frustrate. Oh, I'm so frustrated that I didn't get to steal your woman and put her on the train tracks and run around very silly. I'm so frustrated. I'm foiled. So this is from Middle English. It is an alternative of fullen, which means to full cloth. I don't know what that means. To full cloth. Is this full? Is this an action that you can do to cloth? You got to go full the cloth. So that's fullen, and then foil is from that. There's more at the word full. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. I'm fascinated. I would like to learn more. Okay, well, let's do that when we get to the word full. And now our last word. It's the second form of foil, noun, from the 15th century. Number 1 is archaic, and the synonym is defeat. So it's a noun. So it's like, it is a defeat. It is a foil, I guess. But yeah, we don't use it that way. Number 2 is also archaic. It is the track or trail of an animal. Oh, that's interesting. How did that one come to be foil? You are, I don't know. I'm curious. Well, there was the trample. We saw trample in the verb. That one's obsolete. So maybe the animal is tramping down, making footsteps in the grass or the mud or something. And so the track, that track is the foil. But it's archaic. It's archaic. You can't say it. All right. With that, now I shall pick a word of the episode. Today we had fog, fogbound, fogbow, foggage, fogger, foggy bottom, foghorn, fogey, F-O-I-A, foible, foie gras, foil, and foil. Well, I think, which one? I'm leaning towards this one, and there's some other good ones in there. Foggy bottom, that was a fun phrase to learn about. And of course, foible is always a good word to say, and you have to say it, foible. But I'm going to pick fogbow as the word of the episode. Looking down the street is really foggy. The sun's shining through the fog, and it makes a fogbow. Fogbow. Wonderful. That was great. Now, I do have another movie to tell you about. It is The Friend. The Friend. This is the new movie with Naomi Watts and a big dog. And that's all you need to know. And it's very emotional. She's dealing with the loss of a friend who had the dog, and he gave her the dog. And, well, we don't really know if he gave her the dog or if his wife just got rid of the dog. It's not in writing. But, the dog is great and beautiful and so well trained. And, she is dealing with a lot of stuff on top of the dog, and it's worth a watch.
Or anyone.
The Friend. The Friend. I want to cuddle with that dog. This is the end of the episode. Thank you so much for checking it out. Maybe this whole episode I should have a fog over
Or
everything.
anyone.
This has been Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye. I say what?